Gentlemen, this is Theo. It's good to have you tonight. I want to say that it's not by mistake that you're watching this YouTube video. It's not mistake that you've taken the time to visit my channel. But you have an appointment with destiny and you're marked for distinction. I'm sure that by the time I finish this short motivation, I will leave you very happy and motivated. I'm here to talk tonight about self-esteem. Self-esteem, your mindset, your perception, your motive, your thought, and emotion processes. The things that influences your nerves faculty, your five senses, that controls your mind, your will, your emotions, that makes you to feel either good or bad, that makes you to feel either positive or negative, that makes people to have, switch moods. There are people that have switch moods. They are happy, they are unhappy based on circumstances and conditions that they are faced with, and that determines their esteem. But I'm here to talk about positive self-esteem. And I'm also here to talk about Christ's esteem, because I'm sure that, if you have good esteem of yourself and you have Christ's esteem, it will help you to have a positive self-esteem, and you have a high self-esteem rather than having a low self-esteem. Because the fact is that there is such thing as low self-esteem. Low self-esteem is when a person feels low about themselves. They feel low about their personality. They feel low about their individuality. They feel low about their human makeup. They feel low about the way they are, who they are, their self-image and identity. So I'm here to talk about high self-esteem rather than low self-esteem, because low self-esteem can only bring your emotions down. It can bring your mindset down. It can bring your perception about yourself down, and you will lack self-value. And what will happen is that you'll be living substitutely, and you'll be trying to defend things every time that you don't even have to defend everything. I don't know, but if you've met individuals that have low self-esteem, they are always extremely defensive, or they are passive, or they are aggressive, because it's not one exhibit, but they exhibit all this temperaments and human behavior based on their makeup, human makeup, individuality, and authentic standing. So that rather than being self-authentic, they are not self-authentic because they don't believe in themselves, they don't value themselves, they don't love themselves, they don't respect themselves that much as they respect other people. But what is the point respecting everybody and not respecting yourself? What is the point loving everybody and not loving yourself? What is the point valuing other people and not valuing your own self? Because as a matter of fact, you really have to love yourself and accept yourself and believe in your self-image to believe in other people's self-image. So it's important to build a high sense of self. And you can only do that if you begin to value yourself, if you begin to see yourself as a human being whose views and opinions and perceptions and mindsets and motives and ideas all matter to psychosocial development, so that you don't have to count yourself. Rather than respecting and loving people in Hollywood, why don't you love your own self? Why love everybody outside yourself? Why value everybody outside yourself? Why think everybody is beautiful and you are not, just because you have low self-esteem? I want to motivate you tonight that you can develop a habit of believing in yourself, believing in your capacities, believing in your skills, believing in your ability, believing in your personal gifts and talents, and adding value to your life wherever you are found it. Because your psychosocial environmental challenges does not really matter, and it should not define who you are as an adult. As a child, you have no choice to choose parents to give birth to you, to choose family, to choose nationality, to even choose race, because some people wish they were white instead of black, like Michael Jackson, and some people wish they were white instead of black, and some people wish they were black instead of white, and all this can affect your individuality and personality, subconsciously, because and that will feed through your five senses, your nerves faculty, to your mind. And when your mind believes those lies will begin to govern and rule your life. And then what will happen is that the self-will or your power of choice will begin to act on those sentiments and sensational feelings that comes and go that you don't have to give a lot of priority to. You know, so it's important to believe in yourself. It is important to add value to yourself. It is important to add value and love yourself and believe in your perception. Life is good and life is all about you. So the way you live it and the way you choose it is so important. Why did I say Christ esteem? Christ esteem because when Christ comes into your life, he will make you a new creature. He will give you an identity that overshadows the one that you already had, or the one that you believe that you had. And his esteem, will keep you, and it will boost your own esteem to focus and live on the merits of how he sees you and how he values you. And how does he do that? He died on Calvary to restore humanity back to himself. And he restored whatever we lost in the Garden of Eden through Adam. And he has brought us into that place where our human makeup is not determined by our environmental backgrounds and substitute backgrounds, but who we are in him. Because in Christ, we move and live and have our being. And in him alone can we shine in this life and stand out and be who we are born to be, because he created us in his image. And that is who we are. So it's good to have Christ esteem, it's good to have high self-esteem, and it's good to have positive esteem of yourself. The way you see yourself, the way you perceive yourself, the way you value yourself, the way you carry yourself, and the way you present yourself. Because the way you present yourself is the exact way that people will treat you. Listen, you are not a substitute. You are not a waste. It's not by mistake that you're on planet Earth. Your dad released some spermatozoas. There was a 100 meters race, but you won. So right from the womb, you are wonderfully and fearfully made. Right from the womb, you are different and a wonderful and a unique person. And when you find anybody that looks like you, like I say all the time, is fake. If you find anybody that is exactly like you and people will describe you and say, this person looks like you. No, you are just one in this world. Embrace your own physical presence, love who you are, and add value and add high price to yourself. It was a pleasure having you tonight. Thank you, and we will talk again. God bless.